What's up with everybody? Welcome to Yeah, I Said It, the podcast for all things sports. I'm Chris. I have a guest with me today, which is my brother, my older brother. His name is Sean, as you can see on the screen there. What's going on, Sean?
What up? What up?
Not much, man. Not much. We're about to go over this draft, though. So with the first pick, we're getting right into it. The Cincinnati Bengals. They had a 2-4 record this past season. Overall offensive ranking, 30th. Overall defensive ranking, 25th. Obviously, because we are Bengal fans, lifelong Bengal fans, um, what do you feel like we should do with this number one pick? As of a few drafts, and everybody is saying that Joe Burrow is the pick for the Cincinnati Bengals. How do you feel about it?
Man, I'm not gonna say I disagree with a lot of mock drafts, but as you said, I am a Bengals fan, die hard since the '80s, since I've been born. Um, Me personally, I don't like the mock draft pick. I would
Mm,
actually, I would actually go after Chase Young, and the reason why I say that is because Joe Burrow is only had one good year, and if truth be told, he was the backup's backup when he was at Ohio State.
that's true.
And I'm not going to put a lot of stock, a lot of value behind a guy that was a backup and had 1 year, and now he's my franchise guy. What a quarterback, he was the man in elementary, pee wee, pop Warner, high school, junior high ball, and now you got to carry a team that, like you said, was the bottom of the league. We haven't really had a solid quarterback since Boomer Esiason, Kenny Anderson. Uh, you know, I could give Carson Palmer his props, but we haven't had a real solid quarterback. Andy was just okay to get by, to get us to the playoffs. And we still have Andy on the roster. We have a backup quarterback in Ryan, and
Mm-hmm.
he can be solid right there. But there's also some key free agents out there that we can sign, give them 2 years or whatever, 2 year deal just to prove themselves. But we have to build. Our franchise is so terrible. And as you mentioned, our defense is terrible. And defense wins championships. No matter what Super Bowl you can go back, the defense always stood out. So picking this guy, and he's an Ohio native, I salute that. But we only have 1 year tape. And to tell her the tape, I had to go with Chase Young. He could have been picked ahead of Nick Bosa last year. Yeah, like you say. Yeah, I said it. He could have been picked ahead of Nick Bosa last year. I mean, he's the best player in college football. He should have won the Heisman. But as we see, since besides Charles Woodson, even Ndamukong Suh should have won the Heisman, in my opinion.
Mm.
But Joe Burrow, he's like even though he's from Ohio, he look like he's a good candidate for a Wheaties box. You want to put some money behind him, sell some jerseys, sell some seats, you know, and I just don't want us to fall and have another Achilles Smith type, you know, pick. That's the way it looks.
Yeah,
He's
the
hyped up
mhm.
one
the
year.
1 year starter. He does his thing, comes out, he's number one pick type of thing.
Yeah, that's terrible. That's terrible.
Yeah, I see. I tend to agree with you. I don't particularly not like Joe Burrow, but I love Chase Young, man. I feel like HOF is on his chest. Like, come on. Like, there's nothing the man can't do. And being an Ohio State fan, just taking that away. I know I got an Ohio State hat on. I got a lot of different stuff in my house saying that I'm an Ohio State fan to let you know. But if we just taking that away, stripping that away, just looking at it being objective, he's the greatest defensive end that I've ever seen at the University of Ohio State. And that's saying better than Joey Bosa, better than Nick Bosa, better than Vernon Goldston, better than Will Smith. People forget about Will Smith playing for the
Yeah,
Saints.
they
He was
do.
he,
Yeah,
he
they
was
do.
he was a beast now, but Chase Young is the best pass rusher I've ever seen at the University of Ohio State or any university far as in college. I'm not old enough to have seen Lawrence Taylor. I haven't seen
Whoa.
Lawrence Taylor now, but I'm saying far as a defensive end. Now, Lawrence played linebacker, so like 3-4. But far as a defensive end, rushing the passer, oh yeah, he the best one I ever seen. Because when the quarterback steps up, he does it. He bends and catches you on your step up. Like, what you gonna do about that? So I just feel, me personally, from what I've seen, and I at the beginning of the year to you, because you my brother. I told you, like, hey man, this dude might be the best one I've ever seen. You're like, man, I don't know, Joey,
Yeah,
Nick. I'm like,
Joey
hey,
was the man.
hey.
And, and a lot of people call Ohio State, with the argument,
Mm-hmm.
saying DBU with LSU. But look at the tell of the tape. Look at the linebackers and the defensive linemen that came out of Ohio State. I mean, you had the number one overall draft pick in Big Daddy Dan Wilkinson. I mean, you had Bert Golson. I believe he was picked 3 or 4. The Bosa brothers. I mean, the list goes on. And linebackers, you had the Big Cat. I
Mm-hmm. And he
mean,
got some more. Mm-hmm.
yeah. I mean, and these guys, they change franchises. Now, Vernon, he was a bust. I give him that. Vernon was a bust. Uh, but when you have been on that level for years, not 1 year, for years, if you look at his 3 years, he's been balling.
He's
He's
had a
been
chance to
balling.
prove it.
Yeah, he's a prove, and he goes against some of the best talented linemen every year in, year out. And he's been double teamed. Even if you look at the Clemson game, he still took off. No, he wasn't getting sacks, but you seen Trevor on his back at least 2 or 3 times.
I seen a lot of holding in that game. I'm gonna say that.
I mean, yeah, I mean that's argumentative, but at the end of the day, I can't grant him the crown of saying he's the best defensive college player I ever seen, because there's been so many, and that's not even including the Big Ten or the SEC.
Well,
I'm
wait, wait,
talking
wait, wait,
about.
wait, wait. Hold on now. I didn't say he's the best defender I've ever seen. I said
I thought you said best
pass
pass rusher.
rusher, not defensive player. Pass rusher,
I mean,
far as
Miles Garrett was a
impact. Yeah.
beast. Miles Garrett was a beast.
Mm, not
Miles
like
Garrett
this.
was a beast, man.
I
Nadama
know he
Kasu
was.
was a beast.
I know he was.
Joey Bosa was a beast.
Mhm.
Uh, Ray Lewis, even at the U, he was dominant. So there's a lot of guys, like I said, I can go back to the mid '80s, because I've been a fan of football since like '83. So that's your opinion, but I'm just saying I have to put Chase in the top. I want to say my top 5.
Top five.
So, and
Okay.
that's saying a lot by seeing a lot of almost 4 decades of football. That's saying a lot from the collegiate ranks. So far as he's an easy fit, he will help our defense right away, especially with the free agent pickups we done got. We got some aggressive corners, So when you got some aggressive corners and you got a guy coming off that edge, and you got the statue of Big Ben standing right there, oh, we gonna destroy the AFC North, and you're gonna see Baker Mayfield running all over the field. So I will go with Chase Young and probably get one of them key guys in free agency, and they was number one picks in Cam, Jameson. But hey, I ain't Mr. Brown.
Now we not Mr. Brown now, but we know how to build a team, and starting with a quarterback ain't it? And I try to tell people that. I know you listened to my podcast last week.
Yeah, good
You
job.
build your. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. Means a lot coming from you. But you start your franchise from the inside out. I believe, because if you start with a quarterback, there's nothing there to protect them if you don't have the offensive line already. So
Right.
I don't feel the reason we were losing this past season and we have the number one pick is because of Andy Dalton. It's because of the offensive line and the problems we had on that offensive line, injuries, whatever the case may be. that's why we have the number one pick right now. And I feel like we need to address that. Um, but I would agree with you, and I would pick Chase Young, and I wouldn't look back because I feel like he's the best player in this draft.
Totally agree.
Moving on, number 2 overall pick will be the Washington Redskins. Their last year's record was 3-13. Overall offense, they was dead last, 32nd. Overall defense, 27th in the NFL. You can go a lot of different ways with this. A lot of people are trying to come out and say that they're looking at a quarterback when they drafted Dwayne Haskins last year. By the way, who beat out Joe Burrow for the starting position at Ohio State and proved that he was better. And then Joe came back this year and he did his thing. But who would you pick in this number 2 overall pick for the Washington Redskins? The mock drafts are saying that they're going to pick Chase Young because we're picking Joe Burrow. Who would you go with in this scenario?
And see, the Cards can ball any kind of way on that one, because if the Bengals go with Chase Young, Burrow's still on the board. They definitely shouldn't get the backup of Haskins 2 years ago. 3 years ago. I would, if Chase Young's still on the board, get the Maryland boy. Again, he gonna sell tickets. They drastically need it, but you gotta pay attention to what they've been doing, building in the draft. They just got Sweat. Sweat is gonna be a beast. I like that guy. I would actually, because Josh Norman out of there, I would do a trick. This might be a good trick. I would either get one of the 2 tackles, either to protect Haskins, because again, that's your franchise guy. Build around him. I would get the guy from Alabama or the guy from Iowa. And if you want to shock the draft like the Giants did the year before, I would get my man from the Ohio State University, get that corner, and keep it moving.
Jeff Okudah.
Yes, I would definitely get Jeff. But to be a wise man, get somebody to protect that guy. Because if you look at the last couple of games with Haskins, he was doing that, and the wide receiver from Ohio State as well, McLaurin. They was throwing it to him. They looked it pretty good. You've seen the chemistry. But with Williams wanting to get out of there, now you have trade bait. Let Williams go ahead and go. He's not happy. He was saying he had things to say far as they wasn't looking at his medical stuff properly, and let him go. Get you a lineman and build that way. Because again, just to go back on your statement earlier, you have to build on the inside out. So get somebody to protect Haskins and keep it moving. So you keep those 2 on board, but to solve to make everybody happy, especially the fans in the Baltimore, D.C. area, go ahead and get Chase Young. He's the best player on the board. But at the end of the day, you already been getting defense. Go ahead and get that lineman to protect that man.
I agree with you for the most part, except for getting the offensive lineman at 2. What they should do is trade out of this pick and try to fall back a little bit. That's, to be honest with you, that's what the Bengals should do.
Fall back to 5.
Yes. Try to fall back to 5. Let Miami get at least 2 or 3 of those picks and fall back, and then get that offensive lineman that you desperately need. They was ranked 32nd. That's dead last in the NFL. When I see those type of numbers, the first thing I think of is your offensive line is terrible. They have to be. Because if your offensive line is any good, you're going to be able to run the football or have enough time to throw the football. Now,
well, you also have a running back that's 76 years old too, man.
Hey, that's their choice, though. That's their choice. You can draft or you can sign somebody. What they need to do is address the offensive line and their defensive line, because a lot of their players that they have now are getting a little bit up in age. I
So
would
on this
take
pick, you
Chase
saying
Young.
you gonna trade out, or you gonna go ahead and take Chase Young? It's one of those two options.
For me, if as a Bengals fan, yes. For the Redskins, yes, I would do the same. But if you can't, and Chase Young is sitting there, you take him. If he's not
I
there,
agree.
right.
Trade out.
If he's not there, try to trade out. If nobody gives you an offer that you feel is good enough to get the number 2 pick, then you got to go with the best player available. And for me, honestly, it's Isaiah Simmons, because he addresses a lot of issues with your defense. He can play linebacker. He can play safety. That's 2 different areas of need for the Redskins, because
So
they don't have.
hold on. So in your mock draft, the Bengals got Chase Young. So your second overall pick mock draft will be Simmons.
Yes, it would, because I feel he's
Okay.
the next best player besides Jeff Okudah. So there's 3 I feel great players in this draft that's got HOF written all over them. For people that don't know, that's Hall of Fame. Jeff Okudah, Isaiah Simmons, and Chase Young. Now, they all play defense, but I feel that in the order that I will put them in, being objective, is Chase Young, Isaiah Simmons, and then Jeff Okudah. That's it. And then right out below that, to be honest with you, would be Derek Brown.
It's a nice solid wide receiver core. Hey,
Hey,
one of
they
them
need a
might
lot
have
of
HOF
stuff.
on them too, especially that boy from Alabama, Giroudi or something like that.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. I would agree with you. I
Ruggs is
would,
nice too, but
but
oh my god,
nah. I gotta go. If I'm the Redskins, I will try to trade it out. If I
got
can't trade it out, I will go Isaiah Simmons if Chase Young's not available. But I honestly think how it's going to go is how the mock drafts have been saying it's going. And that's Joe Burrow, number 1. Number 2 is going to be Chase Young. And that's that. And then after that, the draft really begins, where people are going to be moving and shaking and trying to do some different stuff. But I would go Isaiah Simmons.
yeah. Again, those are the safe picks. Those are the people picks, the popular picks, and I would see Burrow, then Chase Young, and then again on that third pick, that's where the floodgates open. That
Oh,
phone
yeah.
should be ringing.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Really, it should start at number 2, depending on what they're asking for, what they feel their value of their number 2 pick is. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's really should start from 1, but we have an owner who's not willing to take any risk. So they say that Joe Burrow is the best player available because he's the best quarterback, which I don't agree with that either. But
No, Tua.
I, I, I we on the same page there. But they're not going to trade out of that pick. The smart thing to do as a Bengals fan, and being honest with themselves, the people that are saying pick Joe Burrow aren't being honest with themselves. We need a lot of stuff. We need to trade out of the pick. If Miami Dolphins come to the Cincinnati Bengals and offer you 3 first-round picks for this year, man, I would have did that before he even finished this sentence. I'm gonna give you 3 first-round picks for your first. What do you? Hey, so how you want me to do this? You want me to pick who you want, and
I
then you give
totally,
me
I
a 3?
totally agree. But at that fifth pick, who would be the best available? So we gotta get down to that fifth pick now. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, me honestly, see if they do that, then I feel like there's going to be a run of quarterbacks. People are going to be trading up to get quarterbacks. They're going to run up to get Herbert from Oregon. They're going to run up to get Tua from Alabama. But with the information that's coming out lately, they're saying that Tua probably is going to drop because of the lower leg injuries and things of that nature.
You
But
got
I feel like
everything. That's
he's the
Mr.
best player
Glass.
available. But so saying this is the scenario. We trade out of the first number one overall pick, and we get the 3 first round picks from the Dolphins, and they go on, they get Joe Burrow. Great for them. You know what I'm saying?
Burrow ain't
Good
gonna
for
drop to 5.
no, 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 no,
Burrow,
no, no.
yeah.
I know. I don't. No. What I'm saying is, what if they have the run on quarterbacks and Tua's not there, or, but if Tua's so the run on quarterbacks, Tua's gone, Herbert's gone. You know what I'm saying? So let's say that fourth pick, you got the Giants right there. Are the Giants going to pick um
I
a
believe the
wide
Giants
receiver?
will.
No.
Yeah, I
They're going
think
to
the
pick
Giants will
Chase
go ahead.
Young, and then we got our choice of Jeff Okuda and Isaiah Simmons.
I will get Isaiah Simmons at 5, and a surprise pick later on. I think the Dolphins have like the. I don't have it in front of me, but I believe they have like the 18th pick or something like that.
They do.
I would get Love. I would get Love out of Utah.
Jordan Love.
I would get Love out of Utah. Or if you still want to build your franchise, I would, just because we don't know what's going on with AJ. There's tons of wide receivers in this draft. I will wait to the second round and get, like I said, I would get Simmons if he's available at 5. I would get another either a corner or another D lineman at that 18th pick, and luckily get something else at the end of the draft. I mean, of the first round. But in
Yes.
that second round, one of those wide receivers will be sitting there, and we definitely got to throw them the ball
Oh,
because we don't know what's going to happen to AJ Green.
yeah. Just for information, real quick, the Dolphins have the fifth pick, the 18th pick, and the 26th pick.
And I think
The
because a lot of people don't have a lot of homework that's been done on Jordan Love,
mm-hmm.
but I seen a lot of scouts saying that he has a lot of talent. He has a big arm. He can scramble. He fits the bill of today's NFL.
Mm-hmm.
So, and you could say that with a lot of guys from in the past that could have made it, that didn't make it, or just flopped out, like a Troy Smith or even a Jason Campbell. Now,
Mm-hmm.
Jason Campbell would have been real nice. Now,
Mm-hmm.
I forgot the other guy from Oregon that was real nice about 4 or 5 years ago as well. Not Mariota, but before him. But there's a lot of
I know
scrambling
you're talking
quarterbacks that
about.
have big arms that could get a big contract now. But again, at that fifth pick, you got 3 picks. You can get Love later on, and it's not a huge gamble because if he flops, he wasn't that first overall pick. You see what I'm saying? And you got 2 other guys out of that first round. And Simmons, I agree, HOF all day. Chase Young, HOF. Uh, but Burrow, I just don't see Hall of Fame. I do see maybe a 4 or 5 time Pro Bowler. Uh, I think he's just a better. We ain't gonna go there,
Go
man.
ahead and say it. This
Yeah,
is yeah. I
I ain't
said
gonna,
it.
I
Go
ain't gonna
ahead and
go there,
say it. Don't be
man. Like I
scared. Go
said,
ahead and say it.
he's not really. He has a cannon, and if we did, and I know we still talking about this first pick. If the Bengals did get Joe Burrow, they have to get his buddy Jefferson. They have to get somebody that he is familiar with to build that had that chemistry already. Because this guy, that's like putting a kid in the ring with a grown man. He's not ready for these grown men. Even though he was in the SEC, he had 1 year. Show me the tape. You gonna show me what 14, 15 games? Nah, I'm not putting all my eggs in that basket. But if
I,
we had
I
three
understand.
picks, I'm running with it. So if Brown can hear me, he better run with that, man. He better run with that. He'll be a fool not to take that deal from them Dolphins. And might get lucky and still trade Andy Dalton for a 3rd round pick. You see what I'm saying? You
Mm-hmm.
can definitely build up from that. So even if you have 8 picks in this year's draft, 4 of those picks, because you're gonna get 3 first rounders, at least 4 of those picks gonna be solid.
Oh, most definitely. Most definitely. But so Moving on to pick number 3. So the Detroit
That's the
Lions,
Lions.
yeah, the Detroit Lions got pick number 3. They were 3, 12, and 1. Their offense ranked 19th. Their defense ranked 29th. So obviously your
Uh-huh.
pick got to be defense. Your pick has to be
Yeah,
defense because your
Okuda.
offensive line is pretty decent. Um, you have Taylor Decker at the left tackle, um, but your defense, you got to improve your defense. You got to do something about that secondary. You're ranked 29th in overall
Yeah.
defense. So if the draft goes how we think it's going, think it's going to go, but right now, how it's projecting, honestly, we have our own picks, but how it's projecting it's going to go is going Joe Burrow, Chase Young, and then somebody. So I see some people saying Isaiah Simmons here. The mock draft that we've been looking at, which is the latest one that I've looked at, is saying Isaiah Simmons. I've seen Jeff Okuda here. Who would you pick?
I'll pick Jeff Okuda. You got rid of one of your best corners that you ever had in Detroit. Even though this is not a solid pickup, I like Jeff. He's a Buckeye and everything, but he's going to be good down the road. But right now, this is a need pick, as I was explaining earlier. You have your franchise guys.
Mm-hmm.
You have your game changers. You got your people person type. What the people want pick.
Mm-hmm.
And this just makes sense because you're going to bring in a solid player, a future Pro Bowler. Look at all the corners that came from Ohio State. You got a future Pro Bowler besides Eli Apple. Shout out to Eli, even though you still solid, baby, but you just ain't a Pro Bowler. But anywho, but you have a solid corner sitting right here. That's a position of need. Your defense sucks. He will help improve that dramatically, immediately. So I will go with Jeff. That's really quick, simple fix. Like I said, he's not going to do as much as Slay did, but he will be your a franchise corner by year 3. By year 3, mark my words.
Okay. Year 3. Um, I honestly think he's gonna be a Pro Bowler right away in the right system.
Mm,
Here's why.
mm.
Here's why. I will go Jeff Okuda as well. So in my mock draft so far, I got Young. Um, I also got the Redskins trading a pick, but I got Young, and then on this pick here, I would say Jeff Okuda because of the style of the defense that Max Patricia runs, how he teaches it, and a lot of, if you're paying attention, a lot of uh, Belichick guys love Ohio State football players, and they go to the combines, the Ohio State pro days, and stuff like that. So do the Steelers as well.
Oh
Ironically,
yeah,
the Bengals don't a lot of the
the
time.
Saints too.
Yes, as is evident in the players that they have on their team. Um, but I would definitely go Jeff Okuda here because I feel like it's the best pick, a position of need. I don't feel like they should have got rid of Darius Slay because if you put Darius Slay with Jeff Okuda, your
Exactly.
secondary is set for years. Like
But
that,
but
and I
but
feel
but
like you got to put when you draft players, you got to have somebody in that position that has done it before that can show that young player how to be the best pro he can be.
but
But
that's true indeed, and that's with all sports. But see, the
mm-hmm,
thing is, with now the with again all sports, a lot of players are now uh not necessarily the word boycotting, but they revolting. They are speaking their minds. If they don't like something, they put it on social media. I mean, even our president does that. So you have a lot of players in that locker room knowing that this guy like LeVon Bell and other players of that nature, they disgruntled. They don't like their salary or they don't like they not getting the ball or whatever. You got a player like that, you got to get rid of him. And I'm just be honest. I don't care how likable as a fan he is, but that energy in the locker room is a nuisance. It's a negative energy that's going to bring everybody down.
mm-hmm,
Or if they start giving the man the ball, You know what I'm saying? You'll be like, damn, now I'm about to speak my piece so I can get that bigger check where I can get the ball even more. So I understand why the Lions got rid of the guy. My thing is now you have to uh not substitute, but you got to try to bring in somebody that's gonna do at least 85, 90% of that man's job. And that's some big shoes to fill.
Yeah, I mean, I understand that. Um, the rift that they had with the head coach is a real thing. So they had to get rid of him. But moving on, pick number 4, New York Giants. They were 4-12 last year. Offense ranked 25th. Defense ranked 28th. If you notice a little theme here, all these teams that are playing or picking in the top 10, none of
Defense is
them.
trash.
Defense is trash. Defense is trash. If you got to pay attention to that. People like, oh man, that offense. You're looking at the offense. Yes, you need both. But if your defense is trash, you ain't going
Mm-hmm.
nowhere.
Exactly. And this is why, back again, we need to get Chase Young.
I understand that. I know it keep
But
rolling back,
we on
but
the Giants
we
though.
we got it. We on the Giants now. We on the Giants now. But with this pick, I feel um, teams that has won Super Bowls in the last 10 to 20 years have an identity to their team, like the Steelers and the Giants and the Patriots. Like teams like that have an identity of how they want to win, or an idea of how they want to win Super Bowls. And how the Giants win Super Bowls with the defensive line and a very decent offensive line. So I definitely think I have to go Derrick Brown here. I mean, with the first pick, I went Chase Young. Second pick, I went Isaiah Simmons. Third pick went um, Jeff Okuda. I got to go Derrick Brown here. Derrick Brown is a monster. He can play some football. He can disrupt your offense, passing offense, your run offense. He can clog the lane. He's a very good um, pass rusher as a defensive tackle. I feel like he may be able to slide on the outside from time to time, but that's not something that he can do on a regular basis. Um, I definitely would have to go Derrick Brown.
Nah, I would keep Derrick Brown inside. I would definitely.
Oh yeah,
That's
I'm not saying playing him outside, but you can
uh.
you can move him from a play here or play there.
I mean, if you jumped into like a 3-4 situation, I see that, but I don't know. But me, I disagree with that pick because the Giants. Yes, I disagree
Talk
with that
about
pick.
it then.
Once again, let me tell you why. They went out and got Jones, right,
Mm-hmm.
from Duke, and I mean they jumped up like they was Kobe to go get this guy. You have to protect your franchise once again. So you put all this stock and wealth into this man. You have to get somebody to protect his butt. So I would again, if it's available, I would go with the tackle Willis and secure a solid tackle, and that way there's no excuses for the failure of Jones. The GM is not under fire, and he can say that he protected him as much as he did. So if Jones is trash, that falls on Jones and not the GM.
That's true. I just feel like their identity is defensive line. I agree with that.
I
I just
agree.
feel like they're going to go more with the identity of what the Giants are and not with the offensive line. But now that you said that, when I'm thinking about their GM, he has to protect his investment because remember when he was playing good, he was like, "Oh, we knew,
Oh yeah,
I knew I'm the man because I just knew y'all was trying to talk about my pick because I went up and got him. I saw him at the Senior Bowl and I fell in love." I'm like, bro, I never even heard of this dude. but he could
Man,
play a
I
little
never heard of
bit.
that guy
I
either.
never heard of, bro. That's a pick you didn't even have to jump up and go get. Like
Exactly.
I didn't understand the move, but
Exactly.
I honestly agree with what you're saying. Now that I'm thinking about it, but I still would go with Derrick Brown. Um,
Okay.
but I do understand what you're thinking because I feel like they will go offensive line because they have to protect their investment and they want to prove that what they did was the right move last year.
Yep.
So going offensive line, I understand it, but me thinking of um, how the New York fan base thinks, they go more on defensive line and defense. And like if you see Max Kellerman on ESPN, anytime he got a chance, he's like, yeah, people, don't pick Chase Young. Let him fall down to the Giants. He knows he's a Hall of Famer. He's the next Michael Strahan. And you know what I'm saying? Like that's what their fan base wants and they're craving. But I honestly agree with you, but I feel like they will go Derrick Brown here. But I mean, Willis is a great pick. I understand it. I understand it. Moving on. Miami Dolphins, pick number 5. Just before I get started, I don't think they're gonna stay here. I think they're gonna try to trade up. They're gonna try to give somebody the house. And
They're gonna
depending
do
on
the New Orleans Saints pick, like how they
hey,
got with Ricky Williams.
hey, yes, they are, but they need to stay where they are, and they need to really. If I'm the GM of the Miami Dolphins right now, I'm the GM. You're the GM. Last year, their record was 5-11, and people were saying they were trying to lose. Their offense ranked 16th. Their defense ranked 23rd. Um, just a quick, just one quick thing. Can you name anybody in the Miami secondary?
Secondary,
Yeah, that's still
no.
there.
Linebackers, yes.
Oh yeah, we can name the non-linebackers. We can name the linebackers. So they did good there. They got both Ohio State guys that were good at linebacker, and
Yeah,
they're good there. But
but I mean,
what
for
would you?
me
What would be your
on this
pick here for
pick,
them?
I would depending on who's on the board. I'm really not writing down my own personal mock draft, but if Burrow is still on the board, of course you got to take the guy.
Well,
If
so far
if
right
if
now, what you have, let me tell you, you got Chase Young. You went with the offensive tackle if he was available for the Redskins to protect. You said either one. You didn't choose one, which I agree with for
yeah,
the Redskins. Then you went Jeff Okuda, and
yeah,
then you just went what's his name? Wills.
yeah, when with Wills.
Yeah,
So at 5, I would of course get Burrow.
Burrow.
Yeah, but the
Okay.
the people's pick and how things probably more than likely will unfold because I'm not a GM. I
Mm-hmm.
believe Burrow will be off the board. I believe Chase Young will be off the board. I believe one of the line will be off the board. Jeff Okuda will be off the board as well. And I believe Simmons will be sitting there and Tua. And the Dolphins will really have to think, will Tua drop all the way down to 18? Or should they go ahead and get a guy that will help their defense right now? But honestly, they need somebody, face of the franchise,
Mm-hmm.
Tua be the pick.
So you're saying Tua over Joe
Tu-
Burrow for the Dolphins?
no, 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 no. I'm saying if Joe Burrow is still on the board,
Oh,
they're
okay,
going to
okay.
pick Joe Burrow.
Oh
But
yeah,
I'm saying in reality, the Bengals gonna get Joe Burrow, which I hate.
yeah.
So he's gone, and Tua is gonna be sitting right there in Simmons, and they're gonna go ahead and pick Tua. But I'm scared of that because since they got rid of Tunsil, they're gonna have to get a lineman later on. They are going to have to get a lineman, so they're going. It's kind of tricky because if I was the GM of the Dolphins, I would actually do against what you said. I would actually trade up and go get my guy. If you feel as if Burrow, you like him so much, and what I'm hearing from reports, go up and get your guy. I really say that they haven't had a solid quarterback since Marino. I mean, you had a chance to get Drew Brees. You lost at that. Uh, I mean, who else have you had? I mean, even Tannehill, you didn't really give him a shot. Now he's shining. He done went to the playoffs. So now you have is it Rosen still on their roster?
Yeah, he's still there.
You have Rosen, who was I believe a third or a fourth overall pick. You have a guy right there. He's trade bait in my world. But I will actually go ahead and get your man, trade up and get Joe. But since you're staying at 5, go ahead and get the best man available that can change your franchise, but you just got to protect him because he's Mr. Glass and he will get broken up in the AFC South. And J.J. Watt would love to have that on a card or a poster somewhere.
I agree with you, but I feel like you can do that at 5 if nobody trades up. Because I feel like the only team in the top 5 with the firepower, the jumping in that top 2, top 3 is the Dolphins.
Yeah.
Is the Dolphins. But think about this. I think about it like this. You traded away Tunsil. You traded away your DB to the Steelers. Why, I don't know. I just don't understand what they're doing. He was telling you he was better at safety. He's not a cornerback. As a person that knows talent, and you can see that when he was at Alabama, I'm a better safety than am at corner. I don't have that type of speed to be running with no dudes that's running a 4.2. I can run with a dude that runs like a 4.4 or a 4.5. So I'm a safety in today's football. So I got a lot of range, but y'all didn't want to listen to him. He went to the Steelers. I think he made the Pro Bowl after they traded him. But I agree with you. I feel like they can get their guy at 5. And I feel like if Joe Burrow is there, they're going to take him. But if I'm the GM, I got to go with the better player. I know you disagree, but Tua Tagovailoa, the boy can just slang that thing. And I can't.
That's what I said. That was my
just
pick.
Can't. Oh, okay. I thought you went with Joe Burrow. I'm just saying.
Oh, no. I was saying, well, see, the thing is, I ain't gonna say the margins are close because Tua is a way better player than Joe.
Oh yeah,
way better.
It's not close.
And again, he has tail of the tape. I mean, he beat out a guy that's a Heisman Trophy winner and made him kick rocks.
Mm-hmm.
So the guy has talent, and you can't tell me Nick don't know talent because he keeps a maybe top 3 recruit class every year. So Nick knows talent. So you kicked out Jalen Hurts, who won a Heisman, for this guy. So I know the man is fully capable of the job. The thing is, you put your boots on, you slap on your straps, you on the field.
Mm-hmm.
Are you gonna look like Willie Beeman? Cause you're gonna get you got J.J. Watt coming for you, buddy. And we don't need you to be week 3 on the IR. You see what I'm saying? And the fans of Miami, they got 3 picks. They done got rid of so many players. So basically, they did a Philadelphia 76ers move. They basically tanked on purpose to get these 3 picks.
Mm-hmm.
And if Tua has a broken wrist again, or his leg done messed up, I mean, he's so soft, he might have some grass in his eye and miss a whole year. If you don't have nobody to protect his behind, it's over. So that's a lot. Not only did you lose valuable players, but now this is the number 5 overall pick, and this guy is going to be broken up. So it's a risky pick, but far as talent behind Chase Young, he's number 2 on my board.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, he's number two on my
He
board, neck
he's
and
not
neck with
number two on my
Simmons.
board, and the only reason why he's not number two on my board is because of the injuries. Because I gotta
Right.
take that into account. Like he is easily the best offensive player in this draft. Period. Because the boy can
Yeah.
just ball. He can sling it. He can recognize coverages. He knows how to call his own plays. Like you said, he beat out a Heisman Trophy winning quarterback.
Yeah.
By the way, which should be talked
Champion.
about more, and a champion, which
Yeah.
should be talked about more in this draft. But I feel like Tua got to be the pick here. He got to be the pick. He's that
Totally
guy.
agree. Who
So,
got that sixth pick?
so that sixth pick belongs to the, I almost said San Diego,
Los
Los
Angeles Chargers.
Angeles Chargers.
And before we get to that pick, y'all go ahead and move y'all behinds back. Y'all don't belong in LA. Go back to San Diego. You don't belong in LA. That nobody likes you. Go back that way. You
I don't
cannot
know
pass
why.
go
Why
in
did
San
they
Diego.
move? Why did they move? Because they wanted a new stadium and the city didn't want to help fund it. That's what it sounds like
Yeah.
to me.
I mean that's
Come
more
on,
of
y'all.
politics, but at the end of the day, like the Raiders move back and forth all the time from LA to Oakland,
It's
probably
true.
twice since I've been alive. Now they going to
It's
Las
true.
Vegas, which I think is crazy, because now your whole franchise got to go not just another city, but a whole another state. Most
Mm-hmm.
people go to Vegas to have fun. You know what I'm saying? See some breasts, have some drinks, play some cards. They not focused on no Raiders. The Las Vegas Raiders don't even sound right. So the Chargers, y'all should have stayed home. You had a good fan base for years. I mean, you had
Mm-hmm.
you have potential Hall of Famers in Antonio Gates, Philip Rivers.
Mm-hmm.
You got LaDainian up in there. I mean, you
Mm-hmm.
had a solid fan base. Just a couple years ago, y'all was in the playoffs. I don't understand the move. I know it's more political and more about finances and get more revenue because LA is a big, large city. But now you're fighting with the Rams. So, that's kind of crazy. And they've been to the show. So it's like the Los Angeles Lakers and the Clippers thing. That's Big Brother all day. You see what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
that was a crazy move. So, but on to the pick.
Yeah.
Um,
So they have the
yeah, go
number
ahead,
six
bro.
pick. They were 5-11 last year. Their offense ranked 16th. Their defense ranked 23rd. Theme defense terrible. I'm gonna jump in here. So the pick is gonna be Joe Burrow for me because you ain't got no QB, and Phillip Rivers is in Indianapolis. So I'm going with Joe Burrow. It's an easy pick.
They do got Tyrod Taylor.
Yeah, but I don't think they want to. You're in LA now. I don't know if they want to sell Tyrod Taylor as their
All
guy.
right. So now you thinking political now. You thinking political. Now you playing
But
the
that's
owner
how
role, right?
that's how franchises think though. Like, oh, we
Yeah.
can't put this guy out here saying that we're gonna win games because he ain't really won anything. So me personally, I feel like they're gonna go quarterback because they missed out on Tom Brady and they going quarterback and they going Joe Burrow. If it was
Okay. Okay.
if it
And
falls the way that I'm
here go my.
thinking.
I'm about to slide in there.
Slide
I
on in.
say they get Simmons. The reason why I say
Mm.
he can go all over the field. That's number one. Number two, Tyrod can be a solid backup. And guess who they're gonna bring in that building? The Superman, Big Cam in LA. LA needs somebody right now. Big Cam in a Chargers jersey, and I can see him tearing his shirt every single touchdown on Sundays, Monday night, and he has weapons. He has weapons. You build your defense with Bosa and that guy, Simmons. Oh Lord. And look at that. And you only gotta worry about the Chiefs. You ain't gotta worry about the Raiders. Because Derek Carr is gonna flop. You definitely ain't gotta worry about the Broncos. They had they fun in the sun. They out of here. John Elway is on that horse, roll the hell out. So you got to worry about the Chiefs. You in there 8-8. You in there. You can win 3 more games with Cam Newton. You can't tell me Cam Newton can't give you 3 games. You can't tell me Cam Newton can't give you 3 games. With him and Simmons, you can't tell me that don't add to 3 games. Nobody can. I would take Cam Newton over maybe 3/4 of the quarterbacks in the league right now. Even if we decided to give Cam let him come back half of the season and let Tyrod go 4-4.
But I gotta step in here. You called our guy, Mr. Tour, Mr. Glass. So some people out there gonna say, "Hey, ain't Cam Mr. Glass 2.0? Like, what's up? He always getting hurt."
Well, this is how I slap him in the face. When did Kim have an O line?
I agree.
Tell me when
Never.
Kim had an O line, but wasn't he just the MVP? Wasn't he just in a Super Bowl? And what happened in that Super Bowl? Didn't we just see a man just run through that line and win the MVP Super Bowl 50?
Oh yeah,
Because of that, because of no O line, give Kim an O line. Same thing. I mean, now we can say if Burrow's still on the board, they're gonna get him. We can say if Tua's still on the board, they would get him. But again, it's 2 guys out there that was #1 picks. You can get talent right now and get you a free agent that you don't have to spend too much money on. Cam is happy. Let him wear his hats and all that. He got the California vibe. He gonna wear a sweater with some biker shorts in Cali, and everybody gonna say he okay. You know what I'm saying?
And some cowboy boots.
Let Cam be Cam in LA because he can get it all. And get Simmons right now. And you would sell so many seats, so many tickets, and you can work your way to be that king of LA.
I agree, but I don't think they're gonna do that. I'd be happy. Listen, be honest with you. If the Bengals did that, I'm with that. And draft Chase Young,
If Marvin was still there, I
oh
believe
my
this
God.
wouldn't even be a conversation.
The things,
Because
the things.
Marvin
that
loved giving guys
happened to me.
second chances. But the Bengals are not going to do that. They're going to go safe because they are a small market team, and they have to get money. They have to get money the way they can. They cannot have 8,000-9,000 people watching football games. I mean, I'm a local kid from the area, and I have seen it when you don't have broadcasts. We watching the Browns, we watching the Steelers. So they're gonna have to get Joe, or they're gonna have to get a big name to keep them to be televised and relevant. So at that pick, they will have to get either a super talented player, but if Burrow's still on the board, they have to go with Burrow.
I guess, bro. Don't don't make me cry on air. I'm just saying that. I just feel bad. Moving on. Pick number 7. The Carolina Panthers, a team that we've come to understand a little bit more because we live in the Charlotte area. So the Panthers was also 5-11 last year. They were ranked 28th overall in offense, 20th in defense. Um, they have the highest ranked defense, which is 20th now, y'all, in the top out of all the teams that picked in the top 10. Now this is gonna be an interesting pick because they did sign what's his name from the Saints, Teddy Bridgewater.
Bum.
But what what would be the pick here? So for me, a lot of the best players I think in this draft are off the board. They picked Teddy Bridgewater. I honestly feel that they should go offensive line here, and this is where I feel that I actually
Willis
like the offensive lineman
from
from
Iowa.
Iowa. Yes, Tristan Waif, or however you say his last name. I feel like he's the best offensive lineman in this class, and then it's the guy from Georgia. But I feel like they should go offensive line to protect Teddy, and then you just gave McCaffrey that big contract, richest NFL running back contract in history. So I definitely think they should go offensive line here. What you think, Sean?
I actually think they will pick up Brown. I mean, you got rid of two interior linemen in Poe and my boy Joe McCoy. So I think you will go ahead and pick up Brown,
Mm-hmm.
and solidify that interior. And maybe since y'all spent so much money on this guy, you can't run him into the dirt. And maybe in that second round, you might get a nice wide receiver. I think you should go ahead and get a wide receiver
Yeah, it's a
or an
deep
O
wide
lineman in
receiver
that second
draft.
round.
Yeah, it's a deep wide receiver draft. I
Yeah,
mean, we really don't need to spend that much time on the Carolina Panthers because they
nah,
addressed some of their needs. Quarterback really was not a need. I honestly feel like they're botching that whole thing because they have a new regime coming in. But hey, it is what it is, man. It is what it is for them. Moving on, eighth pick, we got the Arizona Cardinals. They were 5-10-1. Offense ranked 13th overall in the NFL. The defense ranked 31st.
yeah.
That's almost dead last.
Okay, let me go first on this one.
I'm gonna let you go first, man. That's terrible.
Now, this is this I might want to slap myself after this pick,
Oh, here we go.
but I would definitely get the best wide receiver on the board to go with Kyler Murray. I would go after CD Lamb. You throw that ball up in the air, and the way he plays, he's gonna scramble. So he don't need a line per se because he's not a statue, and he's not gonna sit there that long. That's a baseball player. He's gonna get loose. You might disagree with me. I understand this, but you got Larry, who's father time.
Mm-hmm.
Like Max say, he's on the cliff.
Mm-hmm.
He still got hands. You can put Larry in the slot, let him do 5-10 yard curls, you know, stuff like that. But he's not gonna beat no corners. No, he might beat a nickel corner, but he's not gonna beat no corners that's out here running 4.3s and 4.4s. If they clock Larry right now, he probably run a 4.6, 4.7. There's no way Larry is gonna be that number one or that number two guy. So you get CD Lamb, he takes over, and he got 10 years easily. Now, I ain't saying he's gonna be a Hall of Famer, but that guy, trust and believe when I say he's gonna be one of the best wide receivers in the NFC.
You tripping? Go ahead, smack yourself after that pick.
Right.
I understand what you're thinking. They just got hop on a trade. They don't need a receiver. They need an offensive line. Period. Point blank. Ain't even a question. Ain't even a discussion. You can address the defense later on in the draft. Matter of fact, the rest of the draft, this whole draft, you should not pick a skill position player on offense. It should be offensive line, defensive line, DB, whatever you need, everything on defense, just everything. But with this pick, I definitely got to go offensive line. That boy was back there running for his life every
Yeah.
play.
And I can see that pick. I can see that pick. Like I said, that was a celebrity pick. I was getting him. You know, you got Hopkins, you'll have him. You winning. And of course, yes, he do need a line. I would think if the guy from Iowa was still on the board, I would go with him. I think with Tristan something. I would get him in real life. But if I was just to have fun with it, and these billionaire owners like to have fun, CD's my guy. Him and Hoskins, man, that would be crazy. I would like to watch it. It'd be a whole bunch of offense.
It'd be
It'd be a whole bunch of
fun.
offense.
It'd be fun. You won't be winning, but it'd be fun.
Yeah.
It'd be fun. I
Yeah.
feel what you're saying. But if the name of the game is to win them chips,
Yeah. In reality, I
In
would go
rea-
get the guy from Iowa.
oh yeah, I understand. But your pick is Lamb.
My pick
By the way,
is Lamb.
your pick is Lamb. But by the way, that's what they have in the mock draft that I've been looking at here. They have CD
Oh,
Lamb
really?
going 8. Derek Brown going to the Panthers. They have
Oh!
Tua going to the Chargers, and the Dolphins and the Giants are also picking offensive linemen, Wills and Reef. But
I see that.
I'm definitely for my pick on this pick for the Cardinals. Oh, I still got Wills left. I'm picking Wills just because
Okay.
he's that guy. You need it. You need him. You need him to solidify. I honestly would probably pick Thomas, but I feel like they'll like Wills a little bit better. He got a little bit better pedigree than
You
everybody
talking about
else
Thomas
because
from Georgia?
Yeah, Thomas from
Okay, yeah,
Georgia is a
that'd be a
really
good
good
pick
point guard.
there too.
Yeah, either way, I feel like they'll go either way, but I feel like they'll go Wills. So I'm going Wills here at pick number 9. They definitely need an offensive line, man. You can't have Kyler Murray running back there every play. I mean, to be honest with you, I was shocked that their offense was ranked 13th with that offensive line. It doesn't tell the whole story. That man is back there running for his life, and
Yeah.
it, you got to go offensive line right there. You got to go offensive line. So pick number 9. Moving on, the Jacksonville Jaguars went 6-10 last year. I know Lil Duval gonna be not too happy about that. Offense was ranked 26 overall in the NFL. Defense ranked 26 overall. So they can go either way here. The mock draft that I'm looking at here that got Jeff Okuda going right here. I don't think neither me nor you think he's gonna last this long. But with this pick, man, you can go a lot of different ways, man. Um, I will probably go. Um, man, I can go a lot of different ways with this because it's the Jaguars. They need everything. And then a lot of the players that they had, I just seen the other day that the defensive end that's there doesn't want to be there anymore either.
Yeah, I
So
seen that too.
yeah, I mean, what do you want to do when you got a team full of players that no longer want to be on your team? I think that had a lot to do with Tom Coughlin though, but I don't think he's there anymore. So um, I'm going to have to go with another offensive lineman here, and I'm going to have to go Andrew Thomas because it's better to start with your offense and defensive line than anything else in my book. They need a lot of help. I'm going Andrew Thomas out of Georgia. Who you got?
I would have the same. I would have had the same person as well. I would go with him, but here go a little wrench again in the system.
Uh-huh.
I would get him, but I would also go get Jameson
What?
because the mustache guy, what's his name, Minshew or whatever the case may be.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Nah, nah, he's not that guy. He's not even a backup. But if you don't get him, I also like the interior lineman, just in case you get rid of your quarter. I mean your DN. I would go with a safe pick and get Javon Kinlaw out of South Carolina.
Ooh.
He's a big
Okay.
grizzly monster. He's gonna push the pal. When you're going against guys like Henry, um, you got to have somebody that's gonna be in that middle that's gonna hold it down. And but I definitely have to say, if you don't go get Thomas with that pick,
Mm-hmm.
I would go with an interior lineman.
Yeah, I understand that. I understand that because the the Jaguars are another team that has an identity how they want to win. They want to win
Mm-hmm.
with defense. You got to think back to their history. They've always had good defense. You got Henderson. You got Ramsey. You got all of these defensive players that's played there. They already have an identity of how we want to win. This is the way we win. This is the way we want to win our championships if we get some. So, but yeah, Thomas is the pick. I think I like that Javon Kinlaw's pick there.
Yeah, and
Um,
if they don't go with Kinlaw, like I said, if Thomas is picked up by Arizona, there's another big guy, man. When I say this guy is big, with what's his name, Beacom from Louisville,
oh
and he
yeah,
got
yeah.
feet, man. I seen him on during the combine in Indianapolis, and this guy can move, man. But
Mm-hmm.
again, you have to go. You got to get an interior. You got to get somebody inside, man. So between those three, between Thomas, my pick would be My pick would have to be Kinlaw. But
Kinlaw?
big,
Okay, so you're
yeah.
switching it up. Switching it up. Okay,
I mean, Thomas is the safe pick if he's there. If Arizona picks him up, then he's not there. But yeah,
Kinlaw.
but there's another lineman who I would say probably the fourth best lineman in my opinion from Louisville, and you got to go get him. But again, they need a quarterback, man. I wouldn't be surprised if they shock the world and get Jordan Love at that pick.
I
That'd be
wouldn't be
that. That
surprised
would
either.
be
Yeah,
the
that'll be you.
the Jones
Hey.
type pick right there.
I feel you right there. So, last pick we're gonna do today is gonna be the 10th overall pick, and it's bookend Ohio teams with the 10th overall pick. I know my man Derek is really anticipating what we gonna say about his team right here. Yeah, no, I don't believe we already know the story with him though. We gonna leave that alone. The Cleveland Browns last year they went 6-10. Their offense was ranked 22nd in the NFL. Think about that. That's worse than the Cardinals.
Mm-hmm.
Terrible.
Repeat that one more time. What was their offensive defense rank again?
Their offense and defense was ranked 22nd overall. Let that sink in.
Yeah, that's
With all that talent on defense, all that talent on offense, they were ranked 22nd on defense and offense. Now, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm about to have a yeah, I said it moment. I got to get this out. And I was arguing with a guy about our diva wide receiver here that plays for the Cleveland Browns. And we got to be honest and we got to be real. This young man is not a top 10 receiver in NFL right now. Period. He ain't that dude, y'all. He had a good, first 3 years was nice.
After that, he been see what they had, though.
I understand that. And he was dogging. And he got the ability. But let's keep it 100 now. He ain't been better than nobody in the past couple years. And then people say, oh, because he got hurt. And that's why he ain't been getting the stats like he been getting. And nah, I don't want to hear that shit. He's not that good. You can't be putting him in the top 10 or top 5 in the NFL when you ain't got 1,000 yards receiving.
Right.
Yeah, I said it. I take a whole lot of receivers before I take him. And I don't want to hear nothing about his attitude because that don't bother me at all. I actually prefer a dude that's like that. Like I got that dog in me, I'm going to go get it. But let's keep it 100 with him. You shouldn't even have no commercials right now. Seen a dude doing a Nike commercial. Why you on Nike? They need to drop you. Because you ain't that dude no more. You know more for your hairstyle than you are for football.
Yep.
Let's keep it 100 here with y'all, man. Dude ain't that man no more. He ain't been the man since his 3rd year in the league. I'm tired of people saying, I had to argue with my guy Darius. He'll probably be on one of the next episodes of Yeah, I Said It. And we're going to argue about this. That's fine. Because he still think he one of the top dudes. But nah, bruh. His stats is terrible. He ain't helping the team win.
To defend your boy, though, I have to say he is one of the top dudes.
How?
I understand.
How? Is he better than D-Hop?
Listen, you can't. Nah, he ain't better than him.
Oh,
but you can't say he's not one of the top 10.
How can you justify that, Sean?
10 quarterback to throw you the ball.
What you mean? AJ did it with Andy Dalton.
But Andy Dalton was a Pro Bowler. Come on now.
So was Eli.
don't shit on Andy just because he gave you a couple bad
No,
seasons
no.
now.
I'm not shitting on Andy.
Oh, excuse my language, fans.
Nah. We getting real right here.
But yeah,
we
Andy,
ain't
like I said, Andy right now is
serviceable
backup quarterback. He will give you 5 games, possibly, if he got a line. If he got a line, he might get you 6 or 7. If he has a solid wide receiver like AJ, like I said, if you put him in Jacksonville, Andy gonna be right at the bottom once again. But if you put Andy in a Patriots uniform, I guarantee they're gonna be in the playoffs because he's gonna have better coaching. And the Patriots always had decent players, not dogs. Besides, you had a few studs in Randy Moss, you know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, every year Brady didn't have nobody, and he made it happen. Andy ain't that guy. He has to have a star wide receiver. But Baker Mayfield, he's not an Andy. He's not a Tom. He's not even a top 10. Can't nobody tell you right now and be honest. I bet you they'll smile, they'll laugh. He is nowhere near a top 10 quarterback. So you can't take away Odell's abilities because his quarterback ain't getting him the dang on ball. So I'm defending Odell in that aspect because if you put Odell, give him put him in a Titans uniform, he gonna be a top 5 wide receiver. You can even put him in a Green Bay uniform. You gonna tell me Aaron Rodgers ain't gonna get him the ball?
It's Aaron Rodgers, bro.
Hey, that's my point.
I understand what you're saying.
That's what I'm saying.
I understand what you're saying. But hear what I'm saying, though. Other receivers do it in spite of.
Right.
The great ones, how they talk about him, they do it in spite of. Like,
oh no, he's not great. That's what I'm saying. Hold on, no, let's don't get that.
Well,
confused.
let me.
I didn't say he was.
Let
great.
me say what I gotta
said
say. Let me say what I gotta
10.
say. Let me say what I gotta say. But what I'm saying is, they talk about him like he's one of the greatest receivers of all time, and he's still one of the top guys. He ain't been a top guy in the last 3-4 seasons, and they say that because of injury in his quarterback. He had Eli Manning. You telling me Eli Manning ain't as good as Andy Dalton?
Eli Manning is better than Andy Dalton.
Oh, okay. So AJ Green can do it with Andy Dalton, but he can't do it with Eli Manning. And they say that he better than AJ Green.
But here we go again.
It's because he played for New York. Let's keep it real.
If AJ Green had Eli Manning, AJ Green would have a ring on his finger.
I understand that, but he ain't got one. What I'm saying is, in my book, from what we see on the field, and we just going off of what we see, we understand that AJ gets hurt now because the past 2-3 seasons he been terrible.
No.
He been getting hurt.
Last year, I'm gonna pull AJ his card. AJ was acting like a prima donna. You know what I'm saying? He wanted to get his money. He knew he was on a team that was gonna be trash.
That's true.
He wanted to get cashed out. So he went to the Welcome Stadium at University of Dayton, played the card that he hurt, even though that stadium field is trash.
It is trash, bro. Got to keep it going.
He got on that weak old turf that's 1,000,000 years old, which I don't understand how the NFL even allowed that, but that's a whole nother topic. But he got hurt, and that was his excuse. That was his scapegoat. Oh, my toe. Oh, I'm hurt. You know what I'm saying? He's not injury prone. Because if you look at all his film, he's double teamed almost every single game. He gets hit. He do downfield blocking. He's not Hines Ward, but he downfield block. He catches over the middle. And it was so many hits that I seen, and he wasn't hurt. This was the year that he was trying to get paid, and he set his butt down. That's all that was. And now he ain't get that big check and got this franchise tag. He's going to be acting real skimpy, you know? So I'm saying if you put AJ Green in a Packers uniform or Odell, they gonna get that shit. But they had okay quarterbacks. Odell had a Hall of Fame, and Eli is a Hall of Famer. I don't care what a lot of people don't say.
That's for another show. That's for another show.
Yep, that's another show. He's a Hall of Famer though. You can't compare him with Baker Mayfield. Baker got to make it out of the AFC before you even talk about him being a top 10 quarterback. But Odell, to defend him, you can't really name 9 players, even though his stats might not say it. You can't really name 9 players, wide receivers, that are better than him. Now, if you're going off of the stats, I totally agree. But if you're going off of talent, oh no, it ain't 9 guys better than him.
I understand what you're saying. I feel you there. I feel you there as far as talent.
Yeah,
But production matters.
that's true.
Productions matter. Like if with anything, production matters. We gonna have to talk about that, Eli. Oh yeah, you got to come back because we gonna have to talk about that. But going to the pick because we got a little off track because I had to have that. Yeah, I said that moment right there because that
Right.
nah. They were 6-10 again. They was ranked 22nd on offense and defense. This is probably one of the hardest picks.
Not for me, man.
Well, who would you get? Who would you get for the
Man,
Browns
it's a guy right there that would change their game, their whole team,
that you haven't picked yet?
that I haven't picked yet. And his name is Jerry Jeudy, wide receiver from Alabama.
Jerry
Break
Jeudy.
him up. The boy is going to be a baller. And truth be told, in 2 years, one of them guys from LSU going to be out of there, and this is going to be your main guy. Pick him up. He will get you your stats that you're asking for. He's going to give you production. He's going to give you the wide receiver screens. He going to get you – he can do everything on the field, something like a Simmons. He can run out on the fly. He can come across the middle. He got hands. He has the production. He has the tail of the tape. He has the skills. There's not too much I can say against this man. Besides, he don't have that statue. He's not 6'4". He's not 6'5". He's not a Plexico Burrs, AJ Green. But the man can play the game. The only reason why I say they might not make that pick because he has the same physiques as Odell. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing. You don't want to with any sport. You don't want to have 2 Allen Iversons, 2 people that's gonna hold the ball. But we see it's working in Houston. You know what I'm saying? So it depends on how they play the game. But that'll be my pick.
That's a good pick, actually. I kind of agree with it, but I kind of don't. I feel like they should go offensive line, obviously, here. But I feel like the top O linemen are gone. You can go for go with the guy from Louisville.
Yeah.
But I tend to agree. Here's why. I like Jerry Jeudy too. Because
JJ, I can hear it now.
Jerry Jeudy, man, listen. I know you said CeeDee Lamb the best receiver in this draft. You feel?
I feel
Jerry Jeudy. The boy is a technician. He's not the fastest receiver, but coming in and outside of breaks and setting corners up as a former receiver or in DB, that is a beautiful thing to watch, man. Like to see him set that up, like I'm a fake inside and then I'm a fake outside, but I know I'm going inside, or just his feet and his he's just such a route technician. He reminds me a lot of Amari Cooper, who went to Alabama as well.
I agree.
But I feel he's more of a technician, and he has better hands too.
We talking about the college Amari Cooper, or are we talking about the NFL?
Oh, I'm talking about college Amari Cooper. I feel like he got
okay.
better hands. I feel like Jerry Jeudy's got better hands. He's a little faster, I feel like, on tape because of him coming in and out of breaks and just the way he can explode through that route. Like when he's coming out that break and he can explode just as fast as he went into that break. That's the hard part to cover. Like you don't have. That's what made I feel. That's what made Jerry Rice that so great because he wasn't the fastest, but you couldn't. He first of all he didn't tip his route, and then when he came in and outside of that break, you had to stay with him. The only person that can really stay with him is Dion because
Man,
Dion
hold
had
on,
the
hold on.
speed
I'm
to
about to
catch
have
up.
yeah, I said it moment. My damn self.
Oh, here he go. Here he
I
go. But
know
go
this
ahead.
man
Go
did
ahead.
not compare JJ Jerry Judy
I'm
to
not
Jerry
comparing.
fucking Rice.
I'm not comparing. I'm
Oh,
saying
okay,
that's what
okay.
made Jerry great. I'm not comparing him to the GOAT now.
Oh,
I'm not
okay.
I'm not
I'm about
comparing
to
him
have a
to the
heart
GOAT.
attack
All
now.
I'm saying
I'm about to
is
talk to
he
Elizabeth.
has qualities. Qualities such as I didn't say he was gonna be
Oh
because
boy.
hey now, hey, Jerry Rice is Jerry Rice. Everybody else is everybody else. Okay, you know, because I have an opinion. I love receivers. My favorite receiver, who I think is the greatest receiver I've ever seen with my two eyes, is Calvin Johnson. As far as talent, not even close to me. But far as stats, championships, all of those type of things, oh, Jerry Rice, you give it to him and you keep it moving because ain't nobody else gonna get close. He got
Yeah.
records that ain't gonna be touched, and the only person that touched one of his records is Calvin Johnson. But that's getting off subject. I agree with you. I
You
feel like
forgot
Jerry
all
Judy.
about T.O. now. People be and Tim Brown. Y'all
I'm
messing
not. I ain't forget
oh
about
boy.
these guys.
Remember, like we started this, I go back to the mid 80s
Hey
now.
man, I know you do, and I know about T.O. I saw T.O. He ain't Calvin Johnson. He ain't. Look, bruh, I think you forgetting how great this man was. This man
No.
had 3 DBs on him and still
I
catching
agree
the
with you.
ball.
Calvin Johnson is probably the
Excuse me.
top three I ever seen in my life as well. And he was a physical freak. And a lot of kids, y'all need to go look at his combine.
Mm-hmm.
That man is a physical freak.
He ran a
So I
4.3 in
agree
somebody else's
with you.
shoes.
But back on Jerry Judy, he shouldn't be mentioned with none of these greats.
I'm
I don't
just
care about
listen.
his route. I don't care if he's sitting on the toilet like Jerry Rice. He shouldn't be mentioned with none of these guys.
Listen,
Not
man.
yet.
I'm not comparing. I'm just looking at the tape and seeing, hey, it's kind of like this person. We do that with everybody. You know what I'm saying? We do it with LeBron. We do it with Michael Jordan. We do it with Kobe. We do it with everybody. I'm just saying, like, this is a quality that I see in this
Okay,
young
I give him
man.
Amari Cooper, but we ain't gonna mention Jerry Rice. That's like you might as well
All
put
right,
soap
all
in
right.
your
I
mouth
feel
on
you.
that.
I see what you're saying. I see what you're
Okay, let's
saying.
stay with Amari then.
All right,
We'll say
we saying
Amari.
Amari, but I feel like he's a route runner like that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like when I think about physical freaks, the first person I think of is like a Calvin Johnson, or I'm gonna throw one at you. I know you're gonna remember David Boston or somebody like that. You know what I'm saying? But he's not that kind of guy. He's not gonna be like transcendent in that kind of way. He's the one of the most perfect route runners you're ever going to see. He's going to be a technician. He's going to be very sound in his fundamentals and his footwork,
So
which
you
is
saying that's a good pick right there,
oh
huh?
yeah, I feel like that's a good pick. I feel like that's what they should do. You definitely should go Jerry Judy number 10 because I don't feel like you said one of those LSU guys are going to be up and out of there, and I don't feel like
Yeah.
it's going to be Odell. I think it's going to be the other one. I'm just keep it real.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying. So we agreed on that one. That's gonna wrap it up for this show right here. I appreciate everybody for watching. I know we ran a little bit long, but you know, at the end, you know, we start getting a little heated. We start getting gotta tell you my I said it moment because people ain't gonna agree. If you don't agree with what we said, with anything that we said today, you can definitely go to I said it at gmail.com. Send me a question. Send me some ideas for a new show or anything that we didn't talk about that you feel like we should cover. Go ahead and send those to me. Again, it's going to be I said it feedback at gmail.com. I said it feedback at gmail.com. Or you can write a comment below. That'd be great too. I definitely want some feedback, guys. I know this is an improvement over the first show, and I'm gonna keep getting better. I'd like to thank my guest, my brother Sean. I appreciate everything you did right
Oh, no
here.
doubt.
Anytime, we definitely got to do this again. As my channel grows, I want you guys to grow with me. So I'll see you guys next time. All right, holla. Are you sure you want to save and stop recording? Yes, I do.